In the 1960s, the war in Vietnam was raging. The debate over fighting it was too. Deaths of American troops appeared nightly on the news, and almost alone, Oregon Senator Wayne Morse railed against the injustice of it all.
And until a war is declared, it is my position that it is unconstitutional to send American boys to their death in South Vietnam.
He would listen to everybody, but by God, in the end, he was going to cast his vote free of threats of retaliation or offers of support. He was going to do what he thought was right.
Morse was one of only 2 senators to oppose the Gulf of Tonkin resolution. It gave President Johnson the freedom to expand U.S. military action in Asia without an official declaration of war. Morse was angry and let everyone know it.
Of course, I'm glad we're getting some combat troops out. But I want to know how many military personnel are going to be left even in South Vietnam to support one of the most corrupt, shocking, crooked police states in the history of Asia.
Morse's opposition to the war became the centerpiece of his 1968 re-election bid. But despite 24 years in the Senate, he seemed to be out of his depth against a much younger and more telegenic Bob Packwood.
Morse was one of the first people to fall victim to the soundbite. I think Wayne Morse was constitutionally incapable of answering any question with less than a 5-minute answer.
In Vietnam isn't worth the life of a single American.
And Packwood was giving 60-second answers. Morse was just getting his throat cleared in 60 seconds. You know, he was a victim of something that he just was not able to adapt to or to change to, and that was the arrival of television and the compressed kind of dealing with politics that we see today.
And all these years later, Bob Packwood looks back on that race and chalks up his victory to what he calls Morse's sense of entitlement.
When you're in Washington, you get a feeling of unjustified importance, and pretty soon you begin to disregard anybody who's thinking about taking you on.
Morse tried one last time in 1974 to win back his old Senate seat. By now, he was 73 and fought bitterly against the notion he was too old for the rigors of the campaign. He won the primary, but never made it to the general election. On July 21st, 1974, he was hospitalized with kidney failure and died the next day.
Yeah, I think he's a very fine man, especially his foresight in the Vietnam War and a lot of his. Sorry to see him die.
At the state capitol, his open casket was placed in the rotunda, and it attracted mourners from all walks of life, including U.S. Supreme Court Justice William O. Douglas.
This came as a great shock to me. We were old friends from way back, so it's a great personal loss to me.
Morse's personal code was a simple one: principle before politics, something his Eugene friends pointed out on his 100th birthday when the city council looked at erecting a statue in his honor in front of the Lane County Courthouse.
Wayne Morse now stands for all of us in history and in memory as a hero who dared stand up for principle at the right time. Indeed, we should memorialize him. Thank you.
The icing on the cake? He not only got a statue, but a building too. And for now, it stands alone, much as Wayne Morse did, representing the people of Oregon.